Good morning, friends, and hello from Palm Springs, California. It's the Power Summer Collegiate League here on the Power YouTube channel. Alongside Sam Walters, I'm Steve Granado. We bid you a very fine Monday morning here from SoCal as the Bombers and Rush are set to square off here today. And we're all set for baseball here on Monday, June the 21st. Matthew Gonzalez, Brandon Smith, and Tyler Richardson here in the first inning for the Bombers to face off with Nolan Maldonado, the left-handed starter. Here comes the first pitch of the ball game. It's high and tight, 1 ball and no strikes. We officially get underway here this morning at 9:04 a.m. here in Palm Springs. It is, dare I say, a nice 87 degrees here at first pitch. The 1-0 in for a strike, and it's 1-1. It is, I believe, I use this word sparingly, Sam, the coldest start time that we have had, or start temperature that we have had. It is the only one under the 90 degree mark so far this season. Pitch is high and tight, 2 balls and 1 strike. Matthew Gonzalez, the DH, and then Brandon Smith and Tyler Richardson. Kick deal, here comes Maldonado now. He'll ground one sharply fouled on the third base line. Anything further here in the first for the Bombers? Alex Betancourt, Gary Peralta, and Mason Daniels. Then the bottom part of the order here today for the boys in yellow tops is Connor Lang, Aiden Rowan, Brandon Dodd, and Brandon Brown. Yes, you heard that correct. 3 Brandons in the lineup. This one popped up first base side. Jacob Soto, the first baseman, giving chase. And he can't make the grab there on the edge of the warning track, so it continues the count. The lefty Nolan Maldonado making his first appearance in the PSCL. He has had one heck of a journey throughout his career. A local kid out of Rancho Cucamonga, which is about 45 minutes or so away from where we are currently. Went to Hartnell College in Salinas, California. That's a Central Cal community college. As another 2-strike pitch comes home. Inside corner, got him looking. So Gonzalez down on strikes. Let's take a look at the defense now here for the Rush.
Orlando Martinez is out in left. Haruki Kitazaki manning center today, and KJ Young out in right field. From third to first, you have Carlos Franco at third. Anthony Angel Jr. moving over from third base for the first time, and he's playing shortstop today. Josh Carrillo at second and Jacob Soto at first. Behind the plate is Blair, and here's the pitch for Maldonado.
He receives a swing and miss, strike 1 here on Brandon Smith. More on Maldonado again. Rancho Cucamonga kid, then ships out to Salinas, California. Now at Kansas Wesleyan University, which is in Salina, Kansas. So Salinas to Salina, Kansas, and then back here for the PSCL. So quite the journeyman, quite the nomad. Upstairs with this one as it misses to Brandon Smith, the left fielder. We're just underway in the top of the first. If you're just tuning in here on this Monday morning, glad you can join us. 0-0, 1 out, bases clear here for the Bombers. Tied him up inside, swing and a miss. It's 2-2.
Yeah, Maldonado already getting comfortable early, pitching inside to these right-handed hitters. He's tied him up with the breaking ball, and that one locked him up with the fastball.
That high for a full count. Correct me if I'm wrong, Sam, but I think this is the first time, at least for me, that we've had 2 southpaw starters going at it.
I believe we had 2 yesterday in that game with the Coyotes, and when
that'll be strike 3. Got Brandon Smith, so back-to-back Ks for Nolan Maldonado. There's 2 gone for Tyler Richardson.
might have been the Haymakers game. It was Marquez
and Gallardo righties, actually. That was Haymakers Colonials. Tyler Richardson, the catcher. Whatever the case may be, 2 lefties on the mound here today. First offering dips down and in, 1 ball and no strikes on Tyler Richardson to begin his first 2 games in the PSCL. He has won for his first 3 with a single. On its way. Checked him. 1-1. Pardon me, it's 2 games for Richardson. This here his 3rd. He has struck out twice. 1-1 now. Up and away with it, 2 balls and 1 strike. First of 2 games scheduled here on Palm Springs Stadium. After this one, a little bit later today, A's and Snowbirds at 11:30. 2 games we have coverage for here today in the PSCL. Richardson bounces one foul towards the third base coach's box. Hunter Holmes will take the ball in the bottom of the first for the Bombers to face off with the Rush. The lefty we have seen prior a couple of times up with the Power and here in the PSCL as well. Pretty impressed with Hunter Holmes thus far. See what he makes with this start today a little bit later. On its way home, grounded sharply once more, foul down the third base line.
Yeah, it seems like Hunter Holmes is going to get a look at multiple roles on this staff for different teams. He closed the game the other day for the Power, and today he's getting the start for the Bombers.
Second time we see him start down here. The 2-2. Got him with the changeup out in front. So Nolan Maldonado comes in hot and strikes out the sides here to begin our Monday of coverage. A half an inning in the books. It'll be Haruki Kitazaki to lead things off against Hunter Holmes when the Rush come to the plate in a scoreless ball game from Palm Springs. Back for the home half of inning number 1. There's no score just yet as Haruki Kitazaki checks into the right-handed batter's box to face off with the 3/4 left-hand slinger. Hunter Holmes will get the start here today. The lefty comes home with it and will find the upper part of the strike zone, and it's no balls and 1 strike. 0-0, bottom 1. Kitazaki awaits the 0-1 pitch. Up and away with it, 1-1. The Bombers in the yellow tops, white bottoms, and for the home Rush, those teal tops and white bottoms. The 1-1 now is once more high and away, 2 balls and 1 strike. Thus far here in the PSCL, we've seen Hunter Holmes once. Again, we've seen him with the Power as well. He's made 1 start. Struck out 1 in 1 inning of work. It'll be fouled back with this one here on Kitazaki, and it's 2-2. Kick deal, and here it comes. Just missed down and out. 3 balls and 2 strikes will set the defense for the Bombers here shortly. Holmes rears back to fire his payoff pitch. On the corner, called strike 3 as Kitazaki is down looking. That's 4 outs recorded in this ball game thus far, all on the strikeout. Let's see how the Bombers set up their defense.
In the outfield from left to right is Brandon Smith covering left field today. Mason Daniels in center. Aiden Rowan's out in right. In third to first, you got Brandon Dodd over at third and Alex Betancourt shifting to short. Connor Lang at second and Gary Peralta at first. Richardson behind the plate.
First offering, Tyler Richardson grabs it downstairs on K.J. Young. 1 ball and no strikes. K.J. Young, the left-handed bat, donning the number 13. The 1-0 didn't give it to him. 2 balls and no strikes.
I believe this is our first lefty-lefty matchup.
It is today, yes.
I'd like to see how Holmes attacks the lefties.
On the outside edge for a strike. Especially, I mentioned that 3/4 slot that Holmes tosses out of, and the way he kind of just whips his arm like a slingshot.
A lot like Andrew Miller.
Foul tip at the plate, 1-2. K.J. Young thus far this season, he has played in just 1 game, and he is 1 for 2 with a single.
A lot of players speak highly of KJ. When I've heard watching them in batting practice, he seems to be a natural leader.
Backs him away and gave him the inside corner. Strike 3 called, back-to-back Ks for Hunter Holmes. Little generous there on the inside edge. Not a bad take by Young, especially with 2 strikes. Brings up Blake Mayberry, the designated hitter, with 2 gone quickly. Holmes a quick worker, his first pitch. Upstairs with it, 1 ball and no strikes.
Well, it's good for a lefty that's thrown out of that arm slot to be able to earn the plate already so far. Both he and Maldonado have it working on both sides of the corners.
The Philly native Mayberry pops it up on the first base side. Very similar first innings, a pair of strikeouts for Hunter Holmes, and he gets a weak pop out to first. That's the only contact induced in the inning. 1 complete to the second we go. Already a pitcher's duel to begin. It's 0-0 as we go to the second. to the top of the second, and we see ourselves a new arm already as Richard Walla takes over for Nolan Maldonado. A ho-hum 1-2-3 first with 3 strikeouts is all he gets in the line here today. It'll be Alex Betancourt to lead things off. Upstairs with it from Walla, 1 ball and no strikes. Richard Walla, 1 game pitched in this year. Just 1 inning thus far. He'll miss upstairs with this one, 2 balls and no strikes. A second appearance for him. Alex Betancourt, Gary Peralta, and Mason Daniels do up in a scoreless top of the second inning. In the dirt with this one, 3 balls and no strikes to begin it. That'll be on the edge for a get-me-over fastball. Strike 1. 3 balls, 1 strike here on Alex Betancourt. Playing in his 3rd game thus far and searching for his first hit. He'll sky it down the right field line, slicing out of play. After falling behind 3-0, Richard Walla back in the count here at 3-2. Betancourt out of Lamar Community College, 6 foot, 200 even. 3 balls and 2 strikes the count. Set from the chest, here it comes. Ground ball bounced towards third, deep in the hole, cut off by Franco. Throw to first in time, and he does end up coming back to get Betancourt on a ground out 5-3. There's 1 away for Gary Peralta.
Yeah, the left side of the infield, I think for both teams, is going to have to stay on their toes. You know, we're away from Maldonado, but Holmes and Wallace seem to be working really inside to these right-handed batters, and they're turning them over pretty quickly. We've seen a lot of opposite field hits. We've seen a lot of opposite field swings, trying to direct it from the right-hand side into right field, but maybe not much of that going on right now. We'll see how they attack the next few.
First pitch upstairs on Peralta, the first baseman out of the 5 spot. 0-0 contest here, Bombers and Rush facing off here today. 1 ball and no strikes for the second straight batter. 2 balls and no strikes for the second straight batter. Well, obviously, Richard Walla was able to get the first guy he faces here today, but you don't want to flirt with fire that many times, and you can consistently fall behind in the count by multiple pitches. Something you want to check up on here. 2-0. Got a foul ball out of him, and it's 2-1. Again, this is our first of 2 games. Another one at 11:30 later today. No Palm Springs Power today. They won't be in action until
tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yes, tomorrow night.
Playing the East LA Dodgers.
Sir. 2-1. Another foul ball headed towards us. Draws the count even here at 2-2.
You know, one of these days is going to come in the press box. Maybe not right at us. I'm willing to
stay on your toes, man. It's another foul ball.
I'm on the edge of my seat already.
I'm on the edge of glory.
And I'm hanging on a moment.
With you.
With you. Me and you, Steve. What is it, 26 more days of PSCL action?
I believe somewhere around there. This one skied out to left center field, hit very well, moving back, and it's going to get over by everybody's head and out to the warning track. There's palm leaves on the warning track as that ball is picked up out of the fray, and it's a 1-out double for Gary Peralta, the first hit of the morning.
Man, we've seen some really hard-hit doubles. That one hopped the wall. Saw a couple yesterday. Still no home runs in Palm Springs Stadium for the PSCL
very
players,
hard.
but it is a tough thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta scorch a baseball.
Especially today when the air is so heavy, around 40% humidity this morning.
So that'll draw Mason Daniels to the plate with a runner aboard at second base. I believe this is one of the highest humidities we have seen since being out here. Sam, you've been here for about 3 weeks or so. Same with me. Swing and a miss. They say he foul tipped it. Had to have been, considering how Hunter Blair reacted, because the runner started taking off for third.
Yeah, this feels more like I'm accustomed to in Georgia.
Okay.
Around 90 degrees. Maybe not this early in the day, but that humidity is definitely something that feels like home.
Misses for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Mason Daniels donning the number 7 right-handed bat, trying to bring home the game's first run as the Bombers has a man set to cash in at second in Gary Peralta. Doesn't go on that one. 2-1. That is the 3rd double of the year for the Bombers here in their 3rd game of the season. Here it comes. Popped out of play. Two balls, 2 strikes, your count.
Mason Daniels has serious speed. We saw him come in the other day as a courtesy runner at first. Ended up stealing on a wild pitch. I think he was going either way, but then he stole third uncontested. Don't want to let him reach base here.
Pitches in the dirt to fill up the count. Chance to cash in with 1 gone. Walla comes home. Miss downstairs. That's the first walk of the morning. Mason Daniels makes it 1st and 2nd with 1 away for Connor Lang. So ground out on a 3-2 count, no less. Double into the alleyway of left center, and now a 6-pitch walk to bring up Lang.
Yeah, I'd love to see Walla get ahead on a batter here. He's having to work from behind. Guys are getting good swings on these get-me-over fastballs. It needs to be the other way around.
First offering here to Connor Lang. The lefty fouls it off. No balls, 1 strike. We're still 0-0, but that could change quickly here for the Bombers. Threatening here with just 1 gone. It's Richard Walla hoping to induce a double play ball. Misses with that one. Count even here, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Connor Lang doesn't have a hit in the early going in the PSCL season, but big
Still
hole
very
open.
early. Yeah,
if he can turn on one as a lefty, he's got a big gap over there on the right side.
Yeah, he does, and in right center, no less. That misses downstairs. 2 balls to 1 strike. Got a swing and a miss that time around. A strikeout would be really big for him right here. Not only, obviously, for the 2nd out, but try and boost some of that confidence as well.
Yeah, they have him slated to go around 3 innings. Maldonado leaving after 1. If he can work his way out of this jam, it's a good sign for him going the rest of the way.
Got him to swing and miss, and that one went back to the changeup. They thought that was the 3rd out. Here's the throw to third base. The tag there, no. That goes as a stolen bag for Gary Peralta on a mental lapse. They thought that was the 3rd out of the inning and flipped the ball back to the mound. You realized Hunter Blair had to hit his brain right as he went to flip it. That's why the ball got flipped straight up in the air. So that'll be strike 3. That'll be the second out. Connor laying down on strikes. Mason Daniels didn't get the memo. He stays put at first. So stolen bag. You want to talk about a delayed steal.
Yeah, Gary Peralta, not the guy you think of when you think fleet on his feet, but he started trucking as soon as he saw that mistake.
First offering misses down. 1 ball and no strike, or a strike call, beg your pardon, here on the batter, Aiden Rowan. So on the corners they stand, still scoreless with 2 away. We're in the top of the second. Walla, the righty, deals down and in. The dirt runner took off. That'll be a stolen bag for Mason Daniels, so he makes up for it just 2 pitches later. Swing and a miss. Ball got away from Blair, and here comes the first run of the ball game to the plate on a wild pitch. It's 1-0 Bombers as Peralta touches home. Up to third base goes Daniels.
Be interesting to see where this inning goes without that mistake by Hunter Blair tossing the ball in the air. Another runner 90 feet away, and Wallace wanting to use his breaking stuff here against Rowan.
Trying to add to the lead now is Aiden Rowan. He will check his swing and take a called strike 3 at the knees. Down he goes, looking a pair of punch-outs for Walla, but a wild pitch spoils the party here in the second. 1-0 Bombers to the bottom of 2 as Hunter Holmes makes his way back out to the mound, now leading it 1-0. We go to the bottom of inning number 2 with a 1-0 Bombers lead. Hunter Holmes now working with a pad here. First pitch in for a strike on Connor Pulowski, the extra hitter out of the 4 spot today. 1 run on 1 hit now for the Bombers. 1-1. Missed with that one. 2 balls and 1 strike. Didn't get that one either. Connor Pulowski, Hunter Blair, and Anthony Angel due up here in the inning. 3 balls and 1 strike on Connor Pulowski. Hunter Holmes kick steals the 3-1 pitch. Misses down and away. That's a 5-pitch walk to put a runner aboard at first. First runner to reach here for the rush today. That's a tough one. First runner to reach for the rush. Peter Piper. Picked a pair of pickled peppers? Is that what it is?
Don't ask me. We got different fables, different fairy tales in the South.
That's weird.
We're big Paul Bunyan guys.
We're big Paul Bunyan guys. Do you think that's the first time that sentence has ever been said? Hunter Blair to the plate. Runner aboard at first, 1-0 Bombers with nobody out here in the second. First offering, missed up and away, not by much. 1 ball and no strikes.
There's no what is it, Aesop's fables? It's just a whole lot of Davy Crockett, Daniel Boone, even though one of those men was real. Or both real. I couldn't tell you.
Davy Crockett's real, I believe.
He's the guy with the raccoon hat.
Yeah, I believe he's real.
Daniel Boone is a figment of our imagination.
I don't know that name. I'm sure there's a Daniel Boone somewhere. Downstairs and away, or downstairs and in, rather. 2 balls, no strikes.
That's the guy that manages the Yankees, right?
Ha ha, I knew you were going to go that route. Can you hear the excitement in my voice?
Ha ha.
Ha ha. 2-0, give him a strike there at the bottom portion of the strike zone. It's 2-1.
Looks like they're filling out some of that dirt patch out at first base. They allow Connor Pulowski to get off base for a second with Hunter Holmes just staring him down to make a mark in the dirt.
2-1. Outside, down 3 balls, 1 strike. That's back-to-back 3-1 counts here for Holmes. Yeah, we've talked about that quicksand over at first base. Not very packed in. A lot of guys tripping around that bag when trying to turn the corner. Doesn't take off. 3-1. Spoiled foul. And we'll do it again here at full.
Yeah, it's already bad enough. If you're a runner on first, you just earned a walk. First base runner of the game for your team. You're already facing off against a lefty who's eyeing you down every step you take off the bag. Then you have to fight the dirt there?
Yeah.
Connor Pulowski has pretty decent speed at first.
And you're on and don't forget you're on the surface of the sun.
Absolutely. Got to feel pretty insurmountable.
3-2. Down and in. That's back-to-back free passes for Holmes, who doesn't necessarily walk a lot of guys that we've seen thus far. So 2 walks to open up the frame for Anthony Angel and a chance for the Rush to tie it or even potentially take the lead if they so please. Angel, the shortstop, out of the 6th spot. And there you go, Hunter. In for a strike, 0-1.
Yeah, he's getting the fastball over. That's working for him right now to get strikes, both swinging and looking, but breaking stuff not quite earning the edges right now.
Spin back look at second without a throw. Got him on the inside edge, 0-2.
That one didn't even have any break on it. Still froze Angel, made him turn around in the batter's box thinking it was coming inside. So hard to read the spin of that ball coming out of the angle Hunter Holmes is throwing from.
Backed him away, 1-2. Anthony Angel in his first 5 plate appearances of the year. He's 3 for 4, 2 runs scored. Pair of singles, a double. He's been hit by a pitch and has struck out once. He is looking for his first RBI of the young year. On its way now. Flipped out towards the right side. Foul.
That would have been sure enough to do it by the time it even landed in foul territory. If it had landed on the line or to the left, the right fielder over there, Rowan, would have had to really get on his horse to try to catch Connor Pulowski trying to head home. Seen a lot of bloops, not as many blasts, but you got to get away from the errors on the mound, got to get away from the wild pitches.
Breaking ball chopped back towards the middle, could be two. Flip to second base. Relay by Lang is not in time. Ball got away, and here comes the run to the plate to tie the ball game. So Pulowski comes in to score on the E4. Anthony Angel reaches second base, also on the air. It's a fielder's choice for him. No RBI on the play. Blair is out, 1-4. There's one gone with a run coming in to score on Pulowski. So 1-1 for Josh Carrillo. And the go-ahead run at second base. We're in the bottom of the second. First pitch to the back, and it's 0-1. Carrillo, the second baseman. Again, at second base now, Anthony Angel. This one lined out to right field down for a base hit. Ball gets underneath the glove of Aiden Rowan, so here comes the go-ahead run to the plate. Carrillo touches home, and it's a 2-1 rush lead. I'll give an RBI single to Carrillo. You were going to round him from third anyway. So Carrillo gets an RBI single. Then he'll get to second on the fielding error and right. Second error of the inning here for the Bombers.
Well, Hunter Holmes has to be frustrated with how this inning is turning out for him, but also you can't start with 2 free passes and expect the best of circumstances.
Sure. In for a strike, 0-1, let alone on 5 pitch walks.
Right.
Weren't even competitive in the counts. I believe it went to 2-1 on the second one, and it was 3-1, right? So it was 3-0 and then 2-0 to start.
I believe so.
For a strike there. Missed high with this one. One ball and 2 strikes the count here on Carlos Franco. 2-1, Rush lead it here in the bottom of the second, and there's still just one out. This one chopped towards short. He'll gather and throw to first in time for the second out. Advancing to third goes Carrillo on the 6-3 put away. Brings up Jacob Soto.
Now we're going to have some time to talk about a lot of intangibles for these guys. We'll see 30 days of their play on the field, but just want to mention that Anthony Angel hustling up the first baseline totally changes the dynamic of this inning. He could have been lightly jogging to first, seeing that he could have a double play, but second baseman rushed his throw, and look where we are 2 batters later.
Strike call on Soto, the first baseman, 0-1. Yes, we have seen that, which is understandable given the temperatures that we have seen out here.
Absolutely.
I don't want to go sprint to first. I get it. One and one. At third base, Josh Carrillo, 2 runs in the inning. They've done it on 1 hit. 2 errors committed. Two balls, 1 strike.
Yep, that lazy ground ball to Hunter Holmes at the pitcher's mound. He flipped over to second base. Got to imagine that Connor Lang at second, trying to make the turnover to first, saw Angel really hustling and rushed his throw.
Soft liner to first, that'll end the inning. So it is 2 runs on what is 1 hit, 2 errors. Only one of those runs earned. They will leave a runner stranded at third base. 2 complete from PSS. We go to the top of the third. Brandon Dodd will lead it off for the Bombers, now trailing 2-1. Brandon Dodd will lead things off. We got a catching change here for the Rush. Connor Pulowski slides behind home plate to catch Richard Walla in his second inning of work. It's 2-1 Rush as we enter the third. Brandon Dodd, Brandon Brown, Matthew Gonzalez here, 9-10-1. Upstairs with it, 1 ball and no strikes. 2 strikeouts for Richard Walla. 1 run earned on 1 hit and a walk in that second inning. Got a foul tip at the plate. It's 1-1.
Brandon Dodd had the RBI walk-off single the other day that lifted the Bombers over the Grizzlies 6-5 here at Palm Springs Stadium.
That's his lone hit thus far. He's 1 for 4 to begin it with that lone RBI. So good one to have. Heads up, 2-1. You were on the call for that one, Sam.
A lot of fun. Good game.
Broken bat flare into center, and nobody's going to get there. A leadoff bloop single for Brandon Dodd. See a lot of broken bats out in these parts. Guys swinging wood for what is likely the first time. Brandon Brown, donning the number 13, steps to the plate.
This isn't that bad. I'm ready for it. Brandon Brown, speaking of that Grizzly and Bombers game, had a big ground rule double that one-hopped the right field wall in that game.
I could see why right there. Big swing and miss. It's 0-1. Brown out of Cal State San Marcos, the left-handed bat. Just 2 in the lineup today for the Bombers. Runner at first in Dodd. Pitch to Brown, misses low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike, your count. Again, this is game 1 of our 2-game coverage here today, coming up at 11:30. If you so pleased to stick around, the A's and Snowbirds will be mixing it up here a little bit later today. 11:30 first pitch. High with that one, 2-1. This ball game at this point, to be precise as precise can be, 46 minutes old. This one scorched down the first base side and into right field. That'll go as back-to-back singles to open up the 3rd inning. Second hit of the year for Brandon Brown. And it puts Dodd at second base here with nobody out.
Boy, when he turns on one, he turns on one. That one was smoked under the glove of the first baseman, Jacob Soto.
So time will be called here as Pulowski goes out to the mound to chat here with Richard Walla. He's off to a rocky start here in the 3rd inning. We traded 1, 2, 3 first. Don't forget that. Things have changed rather drastically since.
Yeah, it seems like the Bombers are going to be sticking with Hunter Holmes for at least another inning. You'd like to see Walla be able to earn a decision here. He's got the lead.
Dodd at second, Brown at first. Still looking for the first out of the inning. Gonzalez 0 for 1 with a strikeout today. He went down looking in the first against Maldonado. He's showing bunt, lays it down third base side. Going to be a tough play, not going to be a play. A perfect bunt, single placed down the left side of the infield. That was supposed to be a sacrifice, but Gonzalez turns it into a single.
That's what good speed and a good eye can do. He found the perfect pitch to be able to lay down and got it right under the glove of Walla. Pardon.
Yeah, that was a fastball right down Broadway, so exactly what you wanted. The hardest pitches to bunt are fastballs up and in and breaking balls on the outside part of the plate. He got the perfect one, a BP fastball. Brandon Smith to the plate now. The base is juiced and nobody out here in the top of the 3rd. 2-1 rush lead it. That might not hold for long here, however. Biggest chance of the day for the Bombers. Brandon Smith skies one out to medium depth center field. Kitazaki makes the grab. They're going to try the tag. Here comes the throw. Cut off, throw to the plate. He's in safely. Brandon Dodd tags from 3rd, and we're knotted up at 2.
And they tested the arm of the center fielder there. Kitazaki had a good read on that ball, was able to set his feet and drive into the throw. Just the relay a millisecond late.
Brandon Smith with the sac fly, his first RBI of the year. To play to run and tie it at 2. Brings up Tyler Richardson. With the runners on first and second and just 1 out. 3 straight half innings with a run up on the board. We'll see if the Bombers can make it some more noise. Yeah, the visor 1-0 on Richardson, who is 0 for 1 with a punch out. He went down swinging to end the first. Time called at the plate.
I've seen a lot of catchers in the middle of the order this summer in the PSCL. Glad to see some guys behind the plate that can swing the bat.
Yeah, that's pretty uncommon. Talked about Jeff Mathis yesterday. And that's the prime example of a guy who's in there for the glove.
And the mind, the brain that it takes.
Well, that's why they value hitting catchers so highly. Ground ball sharply down the line. Diving stop by Franco. Steps on the bag. Throw to first in time. but the ball gets away from the first baseman, Jacob Soto, so he's safe. That was one heck of a play by Carlos Franco. But ball not received by Soto at first. That would have been a highlight reel double play. Instead, it turns as a fielder's choice to get Brown at third. 5 unassisted. So Richardson reaches. We'll go E1 or E3 on the play. I mean, any way you slice it, it's 0 for 1 for Richardson on that, so it doesn't necessarily matter.
Yeah, Franco was already hugging the bag. He just slapped his glove down and made a great throw from one knee. Just
a strong throw.
No connection. Great strong throw.
Betancourt takes one up and in. 1 ball and no strikes. Alex Betancourt 0 for 1 with a ground out. It's 2-2 still here in the third. Bombers just knotted it up on a sac fly from Brandon Smith. 2 balls and no strikes here on Alex Betancourt. Looks like we'll get a courtesy runner over at first base. That's Robert Blaschke pinch running over at first. Again, that's just a courtesy runner for the catcher, Richardson. Time call to the plate. Breaking ball left up, sat on nicely by Betancourt, but not much of the plate that time. It's 2-1. Take a look around the Major League scoreboard here today as well. See what's going on in the bigs. All games later today. Shortened schedule in Major League Baseball. Not a ton of local ball, but a big matchup in San Diego today. Pitch gets away, way off of first is Blaschke. Throw back to the bag. He's out at first base. So a nice recovery by Pulowski to get to the ball, turn his feet, and get him out at first to end the frame. A very strange inning. 1 run. They do it on 3 hits, including a bunt single. 1 air and 1 left in scoring position. Top 3 over to the bottom of the frame. It's 2-2. Rush coming up. Moving this ball game to the bottom of the third inning, it'll be Orlando Martinez to lead it off. Hunter Holmes looking for a bounce-back frame after allowing a pair of runs, only one earned in the second. But as we go there, again, it'll be Orlando Martinez, Haruki Kitazaki, and KJ Young. Bottom and flip it here in the third. First off, ring down and away. Almost I promised a look around Major League Baseball, so let's get to that here today. The big matchup at hand is Padres, Dodgers, and Petco. 1-1. That ball game tonight at 7:10, down in the heart of San Diego. Yu Darvish versus Julio Urias. 1-2 the counts. Yu Darvish, obviously former Dodger himself. Beyond the hill here today, the ace for the Padres this season. He's looked really good. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Julio Urias, the lefty, will be on the bump. Ball game tonight at 7:10. Excited for that one. I know with no power game, I'll probably keep my eye on that one tonight. It's a foul ball. Elsewhere in Major League Baseball, the Mets hosting the Braves.
For two.
A
double dose. The second day in a row with a doubleheader for the Braves.
Jacob deGrom will face off with the Braves in game 1. Sorry, Sam. It looks like you're either going to lose that game or the Mets will lose 1-0.
Large yikes. That's all I have to say about that one.
I'm glad to see Jacob deGrom is okay.
Yes.
Never want him to go down. I feel like we've lost a lot of stars in Major League Baseball this year. Most notably, Mike Trout has been the toughest loss. 1-2 pitch, stayed alive with a foul ball. That's game 1. They haven't named the starters for game 2. The Braves haven't named their starter for game 1, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, there's a bit of a a bit of a cycle there. I imagine that Cal Muller's going to take one of those. Recently called up. Not sure about the other.
1-2 fouled at the plate here by Martinez and stays alive. So again, that ball game starts 2:10 West Coast time. Stros and Orioles. Jake Odorizzi takes the ball for Houston. Facing off with Keegan Aiken. Ball game tonight in Camden at 4:05 West Coast time. Cubs hosting Cleveland today as well out at Wrigley. Got him swinging here with a changeup. That'll be strikeout number 3 for Hunter Holmes. And it's back to the top of the order. Haruki Kitazaki to the plate.
I think Hunter needed that one.
Yeah, he really did.
Especially you got to get the lefty while you can. And ended last inning with a soft liner to first. Keep the contact out of the field of play.
First pitch fouled back by Kitazaki. He went down looking his last time up. That Cleveland-Chicago game, it's Aaron Savali and Albert Alzolay getting the ball today.
Good to see.
Getting short and scheduled today. Pitches downstairs, 1-1.
I'm glad that Alzolay's off the IL. I love watching him pitch. Big slider, one of the biggest, I would say.
Kick deal. Here's the 1-1. Heads up, 2-1. A's Rangers tonight. That ball game 5:05 down in the heart of Texas. Frankie Montas gets the ball. He'll be facing off with Kyle Gibson. Gibson yet to take a loss this season for the Rangers. Been a rough year for the Rangers, so that's pretty shocking. 1-2.
He's on my fantasy team.
There you go. Texas in the cellar by 21 games. And that all AL West matchup to kickstart that series. Called strike 3 and got Kitazaki looking for the second time today, and there's two gone. That'll be the 4th strikeout here for Hunter Holmes and brings up KJ Young.
Got to build confidence, and that's the way to do it.
Got to imagine this will probably be the last inning for Hunter Holmes here today. Just given how everything else is shaken out here in the PSCL, and especially with him as a member of the Power Check Swing. Yes, he did, 0-1. Twins Reds, Tyler Mahle and J.A. Happ will get the ball today. I picked up Happ today in fantasy. Think I did. Called strike.
What's Happ? And then
Stop. No, I picked up Odorizzi today. And then our only other Major League game today, 6:40 p.m., the D-backs and Brewers mixing it up. It's a ground ball to the right side of the infield as Connor Lang spins the throw to first and is able to cut him down for a 1-2-3 frame. So if that is it for Hunter Holmes, nice way to finish it off. Comes back and gets a shutdown inning. We go to the top of the fourth. Sam Walters has your play-by-play next. It's 2-2, Bombers and Rush. Bombers and Rush squared away at 2-2. It's 2 runs on 4 hits for the Bombers, 2 runs on just 1 hit. An RBI single from Josh Carrillo for the Rush. First pitch of the inning misses down and out, 1 ball and no strikes. New first baseman and the top of the fourth. To tell you about it and the next couple, here's Sam Walters.
Jesus Rodriguez taking over at first for Soto. That one misses high to Betancourt. Richard Walla in for his 3rd inning of work. He'll face off against the heart of the lineup for the Bombers, 4, 5, and 6. Betancourt slaps that one past the diving second baseman Josh Carrillo and into right center field. So that'll be a leadoff base hit for Betancourt. 5th hit of the game here for the Bombers. Pardon, is this the 2nd hit of the game for the Bombers?
That's the
Might
5th.
have it mixed up.
That's the 5th.
Okay,
Yeah,
we're on it.
we're on it.
So Betancourt will lead off of first. Gary Peralta's at the plate. First baseman had a big double his last time up. Ended up scoring after stealing third. First pitch breaking ball misses to Peralta. Peralta came into the game hitting .333, 1 for 3 in 2 games. That one slapped into left field, another base hit. So the 2nd straight inning that they have 2 leadoff singles. Back-to-back base hits is going to bring up Mason Daniels. Still no outs here in the top of the 4th. Mason Daniels, center fielder today, he walked his first time up. Ended up stealing a bag and got stranded at 3rd after Walla came back to get the last 2 batters he faced, striking out swinging. Walla always from the stretch. Here's the first pitch to Daniels. He squares to bunt, but it bounces on the infield grass that gets away from new catcher Hunter Pulowski, and that allows the runners to both move up. So Betancourt's at third, Peralta's at second, and it's a 1-0 count to Mason Daniels. Seems like Walla must have seen them going out of the corner of his eye, because either that or the bunt must have changed his delivery. He bounced that one to the plate. Pause for a second to get some new direction from head coach to Pulowski behind the plate with a new attack plan. 1-0 count. Here's the pitch to Daniels. Gets away from Pulowski. Here comes the runner Betancourt, and he'll score. Bombers take a 3-2 lead here. Top of the fourth. Still no outs and a runner 90 feet away.
Giving that one a pass ball. Hit off the meaty part of the mitt there for Pulowski.
That is very fair.
Thank you. I feel like I'm a fair scorer.
You're the only scorer. So we will take what we can get. Peralta's at third. Daniels has a 2-0 count. They'll take a second again. The 2-0 is grounded up the middle. That's going to get past the glove of both middle infielders and score another run. 4-2 Bombers here. Big RBI single adds insurance. Mason Daniels reaches first. Still no outs in the top of the fourth. They're going to have a powwow and talk to Richard Walla. Might want to give a mention to Connor Pulowski, see if they can find a way to induce a ground ball here perhaps, or just find a way to stop the bleeding. Connor Lang, the second baseman, is going to step in. He struck out his first time up against Walla. Daniels with good speed at first, leading off. Walla looking back and toe the rubber again. Daniels leading off. Connor Lang at the plate. No outs. Top of the fourth. Here's the first pitch. Swung on and missed. Connor Lang still doesn't have a hit in this early season, but he has 2 walks to his name. That one's swung on and gets a piece of it. So Walla works ahead of Lang, 0-2. Bombers have taken the lead 4-2 after back-to-back-to-back singles. Next pitch is outside, throw to first, and Daniels will make it in there safely. Well, we've seen 2 different catching styles from both of the catchers that have been in the game for the Rush. Hunter Blair started it off. He catches on one knee. Next pitch, breaking ball way outside. The throw down to second gets away, and Daniels is in there safely. He'll have nowhere to advance. Ball only trickled about 10 feet into center field before being picked up. That'll be a stolen base for Daniels. Second of the season, second of the game. The 2-2 to Lang. Does not catch the outside corner. It'll be full. Swung on and missed. So there's an out for Walla. That's his third strikeout. The first out of this top in the fourth. That'll bring up Aiden Rowan, the right fielder. He was Walla's second strikeout victim back in the second. The lefty Rowan digs in. First pitch breaking ball from Walla catches the zone. It's 0-1 to Aiden Rowan. Rowan 1 for 5 in his first 5 trips to the plate this season. That one bounces up there. Daniels has nowhere to go. Evens the count to Rowan 1-1. Bombers with the runner in scoring position. They lead by 2 right now. Wallace set at the belt. Here's the pitch. That's foul tip back behind the plate. One ball and 2 strikes to Aiden Rowan. Here's the pitch. That's chopped back to the mound. Daniels holds it second. They'll flip over to third. Here comes Daniels, finally tagging to third, and he is called. They're going to look to see if he has the baseball at third. They'll call him safe. Delayed call from our field umpire, but Daniels is able to make it in there okay. Looks like he might have jammed his knee a little bit. He'll dig in there, so that'll go 1-3 on the put out of Aiden Rowan for the second out here in the top of the fourth. Daniels had to hold up. Walla gave him a look over at second. And then while Walla jogged over to first to make the underhanded throw to retire Rowan, Daniels took off. So now 2 outs here in the top of the fourth. Runner 90 feet away for the Bombers. Brandon Dodd steps up. First pitch breaking ball's in the dirt. Dodd singled to lead off the top of the third for the Bombers. Later scored. Fastball gets away from 2-0. Breaking ball, big looper, doesn't catch the zone. It's 3-0 now to Dodd. The 3-0 bounces in the dirt, gets away from the catcher Pulowski, and another run is going to score. Mason Daniels on his high horse. He's able to make it in there. They'll take a 5-2 lead. Bombers leading over the Rush. Brandon Dodd's going to take first. That's the second walk allowed by Walla. So Brandon Brown will step up to the plate. He had a single his last time up. First pitch misses high. It's 1-0. Brown reached on a base hit, but ended up being cut down in between second and third on a fantastic diving play by Carlos Franco. That one smacked to the second baseman. A good play by Josh Carrillo, a dive, and he has to throw from his knees. It gets away from the first baseman, Jesus Rodriguez. That'll allow Brandon Dodd to go from first to third. Brandon Brown holding up at first base. That's an E4. And it looks like they're going to roll this one over. So no more damage to be done against Richard Waller. The last two runners on base will be rolled over as unearned runs as the Bombers take a 7-2 lead here in the top of the fourth. We head to the bottom. Hunter Holmes will come back to the mound, pitching with the lead. Bottom of the fourth, the Bombers now leading 7-2. First pitch to Blake Mayberry's chopped to short. Betancourt fields it, makes the throw over. Good play by Betancourt. The quick release was able to retire Blake Mayberry. And a good dig at first by Gary Peralta. New center fielder for the Bombers here. That's going to be number 9, Nick Schnapp. He'll take over in center field for Mason Daniels. Looked like whenever he was rounding the bases last inning, he made a feet first slide into third base and may have aggravated something in the leg. So they'll take precaution here and replace him with Schnapp. One out here in the bottom of the fourth. That one's grounded to second. Connor Lane fields it, makes the easy throw over to first, and a quick 2 outs on 2 pitches here for Hunter Holmes. That was Connor Pulowski swinging first pitch. We'll see who steps up to the plate here. Hunter Blair started the game as the catcher. Pulowski came in defensively after starting the game as the extra hitter. It will be Hunter Blair moving as the DH. First pitch inside from Hunter Holmes. It's 1-0 to Blair. Hunter Blair walked his first time up. Breaking ball's in the dirt. It's 2-0 now to Blair. A quick 2 outs here for the lefty Hunter Holmes. Next pitch to Blair is called strikes. 2-1 now. Holmes wasting no time. Working from the windup. Here's the 2-1. Breaking ball called strike. That big sweeping slider has gotten him some good looks. Not many guys are able to swing on that one. If he puts it in the zone, it's a dangerous pitch. Next pitch in there for a called strike 3. Boy, oh boy, Hunter Blair was frozen by that one. He'll sulk back to the dugout, and that's 3 straight batters retired by Hunter Holmes here in the bottom of the 4th. We go to the top of the 5th. Bombers still leading 7-2. Top of the 5th, Bombers leading 7-2. They'll face off against a new lefty here for the rush. That's Ryan Sleeman taking over for Richard Walla after 3 innings of work. Sleeman's first pitch to Matthew Gonzalez is in the dirt. It's 1-0.
Final line for Richard Walla, 3 innings of work, 7 hits, 7 runs, 5 earned, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. He is the pitcher of record, as it were, right now. That new arm, Ryan Sleeman, left-hander out of West Valley College.
That one's grounded to third. Franco fields it, and he'll make the long throw over to first. That'll be the first out here, top of the 5th.
Sleeman, 1 game worked in, pitched 3 innings, has allowed 1 unearned run on 4 walks and a strikeout. So this will be his 2nd appearance for the Rush this season.
And Sleeman faces off against 1, 2, and 3. He's able to get Gonzalez. That brings up the left fielder, Brandon Smith. He struck out and had a sac fly back in the 3rd inning. First pitch in, fastball misses inside, 1-0. Brandon Smith, a local out of College of the Desert. Swung on and missed. Evens the count 1-1. Ryan Sleeman working from the stretch. Next pitch is grounded to short. Angel comes in, he fields it, and he'll make the throw over to first to retire Brandon Smith. 2 pretty quick ground ball outs here for Sleeman, much needed. I'm going to bring up the catcher, Tyler Richardson. He struck out and reached on a fielder's choice, but then was sent back to the dugout to end the 3rd inning, lingering too far off of first base. First pitch to him is outside. It's 1-0. Tyler Richardson out of University of Colorado Springs. Like to make my way over there some point this summer on the way back to Georgia. Next pitch is inside, is 2-0. Next pitch is skied into left field. Orlando Martinez nearly misjudged that one, getting too good of a jump heading forward, but he'll back up and make the catch, and that'll retire the side. So 1, 2, 3, go the Bombers. Clean inning for the Rush here. They'll come up with the bats in the bottom of the 5th, down 7-2. Hunter Holmes returns here in the bottom of the 5th. The Bombers lead 7-2. He'll face off against Angel, Carrillo, and Franco. Scheduled to hit. First pitch breaking ball to Angel is a good one and catches the zone. 0-1. A couple of defensive switches for the Bombers. Justice Lucas is now manning right field, and have a new third baseman. That's Robert Blaschke. Another good breaking ball. Well, Hunter Holmes, the difference now compared to earlier, on top of pitching with the lead, he is able to locate that breaking ball for a strike. Very important to be able to catch that inside corner versus right-handed hitters. He'll step off and deliver the 0-2 pitch up next. Here it is. It's in the dirt. Angel able to hold up. It's 1-2 now. Anthony Angel Jr. out of West Los Angeles College. Makes the trip out east here. He swung on and missed. The 6th strikeout here for Hunter Holmes, and he has it rolling. He is retired the last 8 batters he's faced. Actually, scratch that. Make that the 9th. Last runner to reach base was Josh Carrillo. He bats now. First pitch in the dirt, 1-0 now to the second baseman, Josh Carrillo. He singled his last time up. RBI single for him. That pitch is fouled on the first baseline and out of play. One ball, one strike. Here's the pitch from the lefty Holmes. Breaking ball sweeps over but doesn't catch the zone. Holmes working quickly. Next pitch is grounded to first base. Peralta handles it. He calls off Hunter Holmes, and he'll make the play himself. So a 3 unassisted. The 10th straight batter retired by Hunter Holmes. That'll bring up Carlos Franco, third baseman, had a couple of sparkling defensive plays over at the hot corner. He grounded out to short his first time up. He'll dig into the right-hand batter's box. First pitch in the dirt, 1-0. Franco, another guy out of College of the Desert from Rancho Mirage. Graduated from the high school of the same name. Breaking ball in there. 1-1 now to Franco.
The batters in this inning visibly upset from the rush, and I think that's not have to do with the calls, but it just has to do with Hunter Holmes being pinpoint.
Big time. That one smacked into left field. That's the first base hit in 2.5 innings. So Franco steps up to the plate and sends the 1-1 into left field. Visible frustration, that being the second hit of the day for this rush lineup against Hunter Holmes.
J.D. Deneen warming up in the Bombers bullpen, by the way.
Well, if he wants to take the mound, he'll have to go through Hunter Holmes to do it, because he is still dealing. It brings up Jacob Soto, the first baseman. First pitch to him is high and outside. It's 1-0. Well, this is the longest we've seen Hunter Holmes go. He pitched 3 innings for the Bombers the last time we saw him. Came in and got the save for the power. That one smacked into left center field. We'll see what the leash is. So Jacob Soto aboard. Heading to third is going to be Franco. So they have runners at the corners with 2 outs. Top of the 5th, Bombers making some noise. Pardon, Rush making some noise.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Sam, but I think this is the longest we've seen any PSCL pitcher go on this field this year.
It's quite possible. We've seen some guys that go a really good 3 innings, possibly a really good 4. We saw Nicholas Zoforino of the Blue Sox do that. But if I'm not mistaken, you are correct. That brings up Orlando Martinez. Breaking ball laid off. It was outside anyways. 1-0 to Martinez. He struck out his first time up, as have 5 of his teammates. The Bombers lead 7-2, but the Rush threatening. That one swung on and missed. It's 1-1. Next pitch in the dirt, and a good stop by Tyler Richardson. 2 balls and 1 strike to the left fielder, Orlando Martinez. Next one's in the dirt, and it does get past Richardson. That's going to allow Franco to score. Soto heads to second on the wild pitch. The dam finally breaks for the Bombers. They still lead by 4 runs, 7-3, but a runner's in scoring position with a chance to do some more damage here. Orlando Martinez has a 3-1 count. Here's the 3-1 pitch. High. Martinez reaches on a walk. There's runners on first and second with 2 outs. That's the 3rd walk of the day for Hunter Holmes. As head coach Thomas Nelson is going to head out there, and they're going to call to the bullpen. So Hunter Holmes goes a strong 4 2/3. He'll leave in favor of a new lefty arm for the Bombers. We'll have that name for you right after this. New lefty, J.D. Deneen, enters the game with 2 outs here. We are still in the bottom of the 5th, and the Rush are threatening to add. They are down 7-3 to the Bombers. Hunter Holmes, his final line is 4 2/3. 3 runs on 3 hits, 3 walks, and 6 strikeouts. First pitch to Haruki Kitazaki's fouled off.
J.D. Deneen, the left-hander out of the pen. 1 game we've seen him, 1 inning of work, 1 hit, a walk, and a strikeout thus far for him this year.
So runners on first and second are Holmes' responsibility. Next pitch runs in and hits Kitazaki, so the bases are loaded here.
Sam, that's 4 straight to reach with 2 outs.
Not what the Bombers intend here. So now Deneen has to face KJ Young, the lefty. He struck out and grounded out, but a dangerous bat nonetheless. First pitch is outside to him, is 1-0. The Rush trailing by 4. The big bat of KJ Young, 1 mistake could make the difference here in this game. Next pitch in there, a called strike to KJ Young. KJ Young was rated the number 6 outfielder in Nevada by Perfect Game out of high school. Next pitch is outside to him, is 2-1. In high school being Faith Lutheran out in Las Vegas. He now attends Ventura College. Next pitch is fouled off. Barely got a piece of it, but that evens the count, 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to KJ Young. Deneen looking to get out of this. Bases loaded here in the bottom of the 5th. Big opportunity. That one's in the dirt. It's 3-2. Here's the payoff pitch. It's outside. So another run's going to score here. The Rush still trail by 3. But now a big chance to turn the tides of this game for the Rush. Jacob Soto scoring from third on that base on balls. That'll bring up Jesus Rodriguez in the DH spot, taking over for Blake Mayberry. This will be his first time up at the plate. He came in as a defensive substitution for Jacob Soto. Soto re-entered at first. Here's Rodriguez. First pitch to him is swung on and missed, 0-1. Dean working from the stretch. Breaking ball misses the zone. Seven to 4 Bombers. 3 runners on base. That one gets away from Tyler Richardson. Is behind the plate. Actually, it hit Jesus Rodriguez. That one bounced in the dirt and caught him on the foot. So another run is going to score for the Rush. It is 7 to 5. The second hit by pitch by J.D. Deneen.
Mentioned that earlier was 4 straight to reach with 2 outs. That number now up to 6. Only 2 hits, 2 walks, and 2 hit batters. They're just doing it to themselves right now.
So Deneen's going to have to work past Connor Pulowski. First pitch is in there, called strike, 0-1. Pulowski's walked and scored and grounded out. Next pitch to him is high, 1-1. Kitazaki at third. He was hit by a pitch. KJ Young at second. He walked. Rodriguez at first. He was hit. Excuse me, swing back to the mound. Deneen fields it. He'll make the throw over to first, and that will retire the side, but not before the Rush strike back for 3. It's now 7 to 5 heading to the top of the 6th.
Score?
7-5.
7-5 who?
Bombers.
It'll be 4, 5, and 6 due up for the Bombers, facing off against Ryan Sleeman in his second inning of work. Bombers looking to add to that lead after surrendering 3 runs in the bottom of the 5th. They still hold the edge, 7 to 5. First pitch into the cleanup hitter, Alex Betancourt, is in there for a called strike. Betancourt is grounded out, singled and scored back in the 4th. Another one in there for a strike. It's 0-2. Sleeman, the lefty. Next pitch fouled off. Betancourt chokes up on the bat. Here comes another 0-2. Called strike 3. Fastball caught the inside corner. That retires Betancourt. That's the first strikeout for Sleeman. That brings up the first baseman, Gary Peralta. Had a big double his first time up, single his second time, and scored both. First pitch to him's high, 1-0. Gary Peralta out of Johnson and Wales. 6'4", 225. That's a first baseman. Next pitch to him misses high, 2-0. From Providence, Rhode Island, Peralta is. Another pitch sails high. It's 3-0 now to Peralta. Three balls and no strikes. The next pitch is swung on and missed. He had the green light, but didn't get a hold of it. And 3-1's in the dirt. So Peralta reaches on the walk. The first one allowed by Ryan Sleeman. Now Nick Schnapp will head into the right-handed batter's box for his first at-bat. He came in as a defensive substitution for Mason Daniels out in center field. So he'll get his first look at Ryan Sleeman with the runner on first. Bombers still leading this one 7-5. First pitch is inside, 1-0. Schnapp hitting .500 coming into this game. Started off with a day of rest, but a weird slide into third by Daniels. And Schnapp back in the game. Next pitch is in there for a called strike, 1-1. Schnapp with a pair of hits this season so far, a double and a single, 2 runs scored. Breaking ball doesn't quite catch the outside corner, so 2-1. Two ones in the dirt. Schnapp, another guy out of Ventura College. That one's inside, so another walk from Sleeman is going to put runners on first and second for Connor Lang. Connor Lang is Nick Schnapp's teammate at Ventura College. Lang from Monmouth, Oregon. Switch hitter's going to swing it from the right side here against Ryan Sleeman, and they'll take a second to have a conversation. Orlowski haven't seen this situation before, letting a few get past him and a few unavoidable breaking balls in the dirt. There's one out here in the top of the 6th. Lang has struck out both times up. First pitch skied. Third base side, Franco comes in to make the catch. He'll do that. 2 outs now. Runners hold at first and second. That's going to bring up the new right fielder, Justice Lucas. Has not had an at-bat today, but that a big, dangerous swing could add some insurance here for the Bombers. If you haven't caught one of the Bombers games so far that we've broadcasted out of Palm Springs Stadium, Lucas is 6'7". Hard not to mention when you see him. Out of Faulkner University, he comes up with 2 outs and runners on first and second. First pitch to Lucas is outside, 1-0.
PSCL fans, don't forget, coming up after this one, 11:30 Bombers, or rather A's and Snowbirds, 11:30. We'll see if that game gets started on time as we close in on 11 a.m. today.
One 0 to Lucas is in the dirt. They have the runner picked off. Throw goes to second and goes to third, and that'll retire the side. Gary Peralta stuck him halfway in between second and third base. The throw went to second, and Franco able to tag him out for the third out here in the top of the 6th. Bombers still leading 7-5. We go to the bottom of the inning. Bottom of the 6th. The Rush trail by 2 runs. Here to take you the rest of the way, Steve.
Thanks, Sam. Good job as always. J.D. Deneen back out to the hill here in the home half of inning number 6. 7-5 your tally in favor of the Bombers. Be 5, 6, and 7 due up here. Hunter Blair, the first of those 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout here today. First time he sees J.D. Deneen upstairs and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Again, coming up at 11:30. Game 2 of 2 here today from Palm Springs Stadium. A's and Snowbirds. Pitch is down and in. 2 balls and no strikes. Bombers fans, we will have Bombers coverage tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. They will be serving as the home team against the Chili. First time I get a look at the Chili.
The chill?
Chill, sorry.
Yeah, it'll be your first look and your first listen.
Yeah, I haven't eaten yet, so, 3 balls and no strikes. Not my first look at the Chill then. But I'm thinking about Chili. 3-0. 4-pitch walk to begin the frame. Hunter Blair has reached on 2 free passes today now. Second, courtesy of J.D. Nanine today. Might be a quick hook for him. We saw action down in the bullpen in between innings. And they still have that arm up. Jake Matisse is down there. We'll see if they take the baseball away right here on a 4-pitch walk. 7 runs in a big 4th inning for the Bombers today. They've done it the courtesy of 7 hits and have committed 2 errors in the field. They're going to leave Deneen in, by the way. For the Rush, they have 5 runs. They've done it on just 3 hits and 2 errors themselves. Biggest part in this ball game where the Rush was the 5th when they played at 3 but left the bases loaded.
Yeah, it leaves a bad taste in your mouth, especially if they can't scratch them across here.
So a runner to lead off with a walk. First pitch, that's 5 out of the zone. As Anthony Angel takes ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. He's 0 for 2 today with a fielder's choice and a strikeout. He did come around to score in the second. They get 6 out of the zone to start. 2-0.
Rush bench is loving it.
There you go. 2-1.
Now, even before the leadoff walk reached, they were still trying to artificially manufacture this rally. I guess that's just baseball players for you.
There goes the runner. Not a great jump. Pitches down, throw down there, and got him on the back foot. Perfect toss there by the new catcher, Vinny Alfino. And Blair just didn't get a good jump at first.
Can't blame him for trying. I mean,
yeah, early on in the inning.
Absolutely. We know Angel swings the bat well. Thought he might be able to sneak into scoring position, but
Well, I mean,
Alfino.
when you consider the bottom part of this lineup here today, as this one misses for ball 4, you consider the bottom part of an order anytime you go, oh, well, that typically holds the batters that don't have. No, not today. All 3 hits for the Rush came from the bottom 7, 8, and 9 hitters. And one of those is this 7-hitter, Josh Carrillo, coming to the plate. He has a single and an RBI today, 1 for 2. See how long the leash is here on J.D. Deneen, who has gone a third of an inning plus 2 batters. As he fouls this one off, it does not look good for Deneen today. Brutally honest. Hit a batter, walked a batter, hit a batter, then got a ground out. Then walked the first 2, throwing just 1 strike here in the inning. Now this one fouled off for an 0-1 count. So he is struggling with his command here today, trying to work through the woes right now with the tying run at the plate. Spoiled foul for strike 2.
Working through the woes. That must be what it's like to work on a Bill and Ted movie.
You lost me.
So many woes.
Haven't seen Bill and Ted.
Oh, I need to do that.
It's on the list.
If only there was a podcast for it.
Oh, don't you wish. Upstairs and away with this one. Might be the last inning. I say might. It's 11:05. want to stay on a tight schedule. We just passed the 2-hour mark. We're at 2 hours and 1 minute. So the Rush likely trying to make a final stand here if they can. A ground ball will probably play the 7th. Foul out of play. 1 out here in the frame on the caught stealing. It looks pretty big right now. Otherwise, it's 1st and 2nd and nobody out. Still 2 strikes here on Josh Carrillo. In the air, flipped out to right to no man's land. Down for just the 4th hit of the day for the Rush. Josh Carrillo's got a pair, and it's runners on 1st and 2nd with 1 out. Now that really looking big, that caught stealing.
Yeah, if they would have had bases loaded here, actually, if they had 1st and 2nd there, if the runner went from 2nd, there would have been a play at the plate. I mean,
yeah, that would have been a tough case to make to round them. That's going to end it for J.D. Deneen. They're going to go down to the bullpen here and call upon Jake Matisse out of Beloit College. We'll tell you about him when we come back. 1st and 2nd tying run aboard for the Rush. We're in the bottom of the 6th. It's 7-5 Bombers. Big spot for Jake Matisse out of the bullpen to make up for past demons. Just 1 appearance this year, and it was a bit of a rough outing for him. He faced 10 batters in an inning, gave up 5 runs, 3 of which earned on 2 hits, hit a pair of batters, and walked a pair of batters. He needs this inning here before he delivers his first pitch to Carlos Franco. Time is called. 1st and 2nd with 2 outs, and you think about what the difference is in this ball game right now. It's a rollover inning. 1st and 2nd with just 1 out. Franco 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored. In there for a strike, and it's 0-1. Matisse, a Phoenix native, made the Arizona Collegiate League back in 2019. This year at Beloit College, made 21 appearances out in Wisconsin. Class of 2019 from Desert Vista High School. Look back at second base. Swing and a miss. It's only 94 here today at 11 o'clock, 11:10. Praise the baseball gods.
Bring on our robot overlords.
Okay. Strikeout here would be massive. On its way. Changeup popped up. Second base works all the same. Lang is there to haul it in for the second out of the inning. Weirdly enough, they didn't call an infield fly on that one. Doesn't matter. Just something of note.
Just a thought.
Just a little footnote for you. Jacob Soto, 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored, trying to bring the Rush all the way back from a 7-2 deficit. Plated 3, but they're still shy by a pair. Soto lined out softly to first base back in the second inning. He will send this one backwards, and it's 0-1.
Soto's got the sleeves of his jersey rolled up, but he's got two arm
Armbands,
sleeves
yeah.
on.
One of them's the protective guard on the left elbow. Outside with this one. Went back off speeds. The left-handed side armor. Don't see a ton of side armors anymore. But we've seen a 3/4 and a sidearm today from the Bombers. Hunter Holmes, a 3/4 guy. Both lefties. 1-1. Upstairs. 2 balls and 1 strike. Can't stress how big a solid outing here from Jake Batiste would be for him if he's able to get 2 batters faced and 2 outs. Got him upstairs with that one, 2-2. Took something off of it, he was out ahead. Again, we'll see if we play the 7th, closing in on the next ball game set to start in 18 minutes. 2-2. Bouncy ball back towards the mound. Cut off by the second baseman, laying off balance. Throw to first is in time to get out of the jam, and that will do it here in the inning and in the ball game. The ground out goes 4-3, and the Bombers hang on for the victory here today as they take it by a 7-5 final for their second win of the year. They're 2-1 now with the loss. The Rush suffer their first losing side of things here today. They are now 3-1. So in that 6th inning, no runs on a hit, no errors, and 2 left as the Rush cannot complete the comeback here today. That'll do it for us here for game number 1. Again, coming up here shortly. It looks like we'll probably start this ball game a little bit later than 11:30, but it's all the same. A's and Snowbirds coming up next. That's with Sam Walters. To my right, I'm Steve Granado. For Sam, thanks for tuning in here for this one. One last time, Bombers 7, Rush 5. We'll talk to you here shortly for game number 2, A's and Snowbirds, coming up next.